And then I hit record. Hello, we're back. So, it took me a little bit to start this episode because I was setting up the camera again. There it is. It's finally back. I also try to, I spent a little bit of time fixing the audio. I guess fixing is not the right word. I tried to improve it, try to change it, make it sound better. So far, it does sound pretty good. I'll try to play it sometime. Sometime this episode, maybe around the break, like I usually do. Oh, which reminds me, I didn't turn on the rewards, did I? I always forget to put those back. Give me 1 second. All of this setup took me a while, a lot longer than I thought it would. So I'm a little bit late to the episode because of that. But I think everything is back to normal. I hope. Let me take a drink of water. Okay. So what we did last episode, we spent a little bit of time updating the waterline again, and we got flocculation set up. And you'll see here that none of them are running. That's because we also added machine controller covers so that they stop running unnecessarily. And if I check ozonated water, 2.5 billion, that's pretty good stuff. The filtered water, which is tier 1, 1.2 billion, and then flocculation is at 10 million. I set the level emitter to be 10 million. I don't know if I should increase it. I probably will at some point. I can always just change that number right over here. So if it's above, it'll only turn on when it's below 10 million, which asks the flocculation unit to start producing again. And I was kind of thinking about it before I started the episode. I don't remember if I put a fluid cell for the flocculated water over here. I did do a couple of things off camera. For example, I did start setting up neutronium fluid cells because that's one of my issues with Mark III. I was kind of running low in Mark III, but we're back up. I think I had like 1.6 million by the end of last episode. I didn't show it on camera. We made it back though, and the big reason is because we keep running out of neutronium, like multineutronium. We get this stuff from the bees, and this recipe was being made in a single chemical reactor, which was over here. Yeah, right over here in this empty space. Off camera, I did move it, and it is now a mega, doing 5 recipes now. So it's still kind of slow, but it's a lot faster than it was before. And it is just enough multineutronium to support the Mark II crafting. So I can definitely increase this, just add more power to it. But as long as I'm gaining fuel, it's completely okay. So, plan for today. I want to get into the next tier of water, which is tier 4. And I think we did set it up already, right? Yeah, it's right over here. So we got this guy built. It's just not set up at all. It's also not linked. I think I can just right click it with that. Link failed out of range. Uh-oh. What do you mean out of range? It's 32 blocks, right? I'm just curious if it actually... I think I have a measuring tape. So from here to right here. It's 35. Okay, yeah, you're too far. So I probably have to rotate you. I can use the what do you call it? The exchanging gadget. I always forget how to play. Every time I take a break for a day, I forget how to play. I didn't stream yesterday because it was moving, actually. Because I was in a concert, actually. Oops. Mark, cut. It was kind of like a Halloween concert. We played a bunch of songs. There is one clip that I got from it. It's on my YouTube. You also see it in the Be Right Back screen. It's me playing kind of like a drum set. It's a snare drum and a ride cymbal, or a suspended cymbal. And it's been so long since I played any kind of drum, like 10 years or something like that. So I'm like pretty rusty at it. But it was pretty cool. I played kind of like a jazz piece, but I've never actually played jazz, so it was a pretty interesting experience. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm just gonna put it over here. Yeah, we'll move it over to this side. I don't know if is that enough space. You need to move one more. But it was a pretty fun concert. And there's definitely more to come. So I'm trying to record it as much as possible. It's pretty funny how I have it set up. It's just like a weird stand that I have, and I just put my phone on it. It's the same stand. No, it's the same holder for this setup. So if you didn't know, this is actually my phone that's recording that. And I used the same holder, but on a stand. But it was like from another stand. It was jank, in other words. But it did work, and I'm glad it did, because I got some pretty good footage. Anyways, play some Minecraft. I'm excited to play. Especially because, like, I was thinking about it earlier. Today at work, it was pretty slow day. Mostly because it's Friday. So naturally, that's when most people take their time off, right? Oops, you're supposed to be like that. So that's when most people put their time off. Plus it's Halloween. Plus it's the end of the year. So it gets pretty quiet at work when no one's there. So whenever that happens, I kind of get like relaxed. I don't do much work really, because there's not a lot that they ask of me. And so it was just really a slow day. Not a lot of mental stimulation. And where do I get my mental stimulation for the day? It's GT&H, setting up unnecessarily, or necessarily if you think about it, complicated waterline setup. I was actually reading through this stuff. It's not that complicated. Like, I think people are overestimating how complicated this is. It's not that bad. It's probably like a nightmare after a while, though, so I'm not going to say anything else, because I'm going to get proven wrong. Okay, so you should have enough range to do that. Yes. So now that is connected to you, and we still have plenty of space behind this to connect the others. So we have plenty of space. Should be good. So for this guy, I'm going to pretty much copy the original setup. It's very similar. This one actually works pretty well. But I am going to I can't say the word rewire. I'm going to rewire some of this stuff. So I need 2 pH sensor hatches. Can't craft you. Doesn't look like it. Also, today is Halloween, so happy Halloween, everybody who's watching during and after stream. I didn't really have plans for this Halloween, so I thought I'd stream. Really, my plan for Halloween was yesterday's concert. It was pretty fun. And I think we have another one coming up for Veterans Day, which is on the 11th of November. Oh, which means I might not be able to stream that day, actually, now that I think about it. I'll keep everyone posted. Looking for Ask Machine Circuit 1. There. I want 2 of you. I can craft it. Go for it. So I was crafting this. You don't have any research. I was crafting this and you don't... What? Oh, because you're stuck on that. Okay, so we do need the research for that. Okay. So the research for number 6. Do I not have it? I thought I put it up here. You're literally there. Or am I missing the tier 5? No, it's there. Are you not on? No, you're on. No data sticks found. What are you talking about? Or what? Okay, something here is stuck. There's too many recipes here. Oh, netherite. Probably netherite. Oh, what am I trying to craft, first of all? Oh, don't freeze on me. Extreme temperature fluctuation purification unit. Yeah, it's using the netherite stuff, and so is this one, I believe. I think. Yeah, because it's... Yeah, this is new stuff. I did set this up. So... Why aren't you not crafting? I'm so confused. It's trying to craft this. Oh, you're doing the old recipe. Alright, fine. That's what it is. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Skill difference. Okay, so cancel you. And then this one should be crafting now. No? Unless you got put somewhere else. Yeah, you did. And still no data sticks found. What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure it has data sticks. You're lying to me. Unless... that, and that. And you basically have everything, yeah. Tronium. This is a new recipe that I set up, so it makes sense that the other one got stuck, but not this one. This one makes no sense. We're supercomputer. What if it needs those circuits exactly? No idea. I'm gonna retry the craft because this thing is being weird. Oh, and it might be the streamer switch. No, the streamer switch is perpetually active, so it's not gonna be that. I don't know. Then let me just restart the recipes here. So for sure the other one is broken. And I'm just gonna rebuild both of them. So this one, get out of there. And you, get out of there. So you craft like this. And then you update yourself. Craft like that. Yeah. Okay. So if I put you there, trying to craft it, you don't know how to make netherite rotors. That is the plasma arc furnace. I just need to fix this recipes and then I'll go back to the pH neutralization stuff. Infuse gold rotor. Because otherwise I'm going to forget about it and then those recipes are going to stay there forever and break all of my crafting stuff. I need more patterns here. Music playing? It's just a little quiet. I'm going to take this song out of the playlist then. VOD watchers, you can't really hear it, right? That's okay. Okay. I forgot what I was looking for. It was for the rotor interface, which is over here. Right here. How about now? There we go. And you? Right there. Okay, now they should be crafting. No data sticks found, okay. You do have data sticks though, so it might be because it doesn't recognize these up here. So it's interesting that these two are up here, but it doesn't recognize them. So maybe they don't like that. Maybe it only works for things that are in the bottom. Let's try this. So if I move you and put you into this one, will that work? You have data sticks, don't lie to me. It could also be because I updated the multi-block. Yeah, they're not receiving anything, even though this guy is built. Turn it off. Turn it on. Let's break it. I'm so confused. It's transmitting, but you're not accepting? No data sticks found. Hang on. Watch this. I'm gonna break this. I'm so confused. This thing is not working correctly. There we go. Why aren't you working? Is it really cursed if I put this guy up here? It says it's built. Not receiving anything. What about the other one? We have a third ass line over here. No, it's circuit ass line. It's this one. No, you're receiving everything. What if I break you though? And now you're blinking. I have no idea what's happening. It says it's receiving, but these guys are being weird. I'm gonna break the controller. Can't figure it out. We're going nuclear with this. Just replace the controller. You have auto taping maintenance, Hatch. Relax. How about now? I'm so confused. I'm gonna break the entire line, maybe? Okay. I think just one of the lines got glitched. No, okay. Replacing the multi-block worked. And that caused the recipes to finish. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna continue and then not worry about it. Let me take a drink. I'm telling you, it's like the best way to fix problems. Just turn it off and then turn it back on again. And this is coming from an actual engineer. Just do it. literally how you fix everything. So if I don't know if I can put these, let me see how I set it up over there. There's like a certain way you have to put things. Yeah, because I don't think you can put the input hatches right there and then everything else. I don't know if the sensor hatches can go up here. I would like it to because it will condense this by a bunch. So yeah, let's try to see if we can put it up there. Like right, nope, not there. So one right there and one right there. And then you're going to need a stocking input. This one can go like that. It doesn't look like you want it there. And then we need a output. And I just reminded myself. I want a fluid cell to store the flocculated water. Right there. Okay. Oh, you're loud. How's your storage doing? There's plenty of things. Lots of things in here, but I think we're okay. God wouldn't touch this. Is that the element name? Oh, that's funny. I think it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then right now we're working on, I need another 4096. Thank you. Right now we're working on pH neutralized water. I'm gonna put that one in here. There we go. Don't void it because we're not going to do that. So it does not work there. I'm pretty sure stocking does work. It's just that pH sensors don't want to work anywhere else. But I think you do have to be down there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to keep to the logic I had last time. It does work. Works pretty well, actually. But I will clean up the pipe work. Make it look a little pretty. So 7.04 and 6.96. Is it inverted? I don't remember. There's going to be a lot of back and forth while I try to figure this out. 6.96 inverted. Yeah. Okay. So we would connect this now. And how many connections do I have? 29. That's not enough. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I would need like 4 of it. So, I can probably get away with 1 if I just use a dual interface. Yeah. So I can get away with the 3 more, just using 3 more, and that's it. Well, I need more. 1 for the level emitter as well. I'm just going to connect a new wireless connector over here. Something with like 4 to 5 channels available. That's not connected to anything anymore, right? Yeah. What about here? 23 channels. Oh yeah. The extruder gets its own network. And we're not going to mess with that one either. That's for future proofing. Something with a good amount of channels available. What about you? Geez, we have a lot of channel usage. 7. Well, there it is. That's the one. Okay, just making sure. So we get this, connect you. You can be connected right here. Like that. So first one is a machine controller. To tell this thing to turn on, and I'll plug that in later. And then we need an activity detector. The regular one is okay. So that one goes right there. Redstone alloy. No, I need red alloy from Project Red. So, extreme happy Halloween to you too. How you doing? I'm taking a drink. Then, so this is where it gets a little bit weird. I'm gonna face this down. It is definitely growing. Can I put the input output on the front? It'll make things a lot easier if I can do that. That's the wrong thing. I'm working on, what do you call it? The tier 4 waterline. This one is probably one of the easier ones to set up, I think. Kind of explanatory, like self-explanatory. Or it's easy to understand for me, at least. Actually, no, I struggled a lot. I'm only saying it's easy because I already did the struggle a long time ago. It's like 1, 2, 3 easy, and then it gets ridiculous after. Tier 5 is pretty tricky, but I actually was reading through it. And no, not that. It's this one. I was reading through it, and it actually makes a little more sense. You can get away with using a little bit extra. I guess I'll talk about it whenever we set it up, but I was actually trying to precisely control how much we need, but you can actually get away with being slightly wasteful of helium plasma, especially, as long as you don't get to 120 or 12,500 Kelvin. I'll talk about that when we actually get there. So I'm curious if you actually like work from the front. Doesn't look like it, so you have to be in the back. Output hatch 1, pH sensor hatch 2. Let me see if try to build the thing. So you have to be casing like that, right? Yeah, okay. So that means all the input output, I can only deal with it back here. I'm gonna keep it the same way in that case. Yeah, that's where all the hint stuff is. Okay. Point you down. Like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I have connections here, I'm trying to clean it up a little bit from what I had before. And the idea here is I want an AND gate. 2 of them. I can easily do away without it, but I want to make sure that we're not outputting things unnecessarily unless the thing is actually running. Which reminds me, I should set this to idle invert. Because on idle normal, it's going to activate, and we want it on idle invert. You can't take this long to craft AND gates. What's wrong with you? Oh, because I'm crafting one at a time. They're always so slow. Okay. So I'm probably just going to end up doing the same thing, honestly. Like connect like that and then have a screwdriver. No. Like that, right? Yeah, like that. So it's looking for that signal and that signal. Believe that's how it is. And so if the pH is too low, so right now it's technically reading 0. So if it's too low, then we want to start pushing sodium hydroxide. And that's the signal there. But it's not on because the machine is not on. So nothing will happen. That's the whole idea. And then vice versa. If it's too basic, we would add hydrochloric acid. Yeah. It's still going to look atrocious, but you know what? That's fine. So we get a dual interface. Let me get the cables first of all. Like that. I don't think I can add connections like right here, right? It's not gonna let. There's no way it'll let me add a ender IO conduits. Oh, it totally won't. Never mind. No. Have an idea. Okay. Right there. Don't connect there. Oh, you know what I can do? Watch this. There we go. Sure. I don't like how that looks, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So this one, I want this to have the sodium hydroxide. And then you also should have hydrochloric. Okay. And then we have a buffer chest. A fluid conduit. And a buffer tank. Doesn't matter, just use something. We have a conduit right there. And then an ender fluid conduit like that. And then the buffer chest would go right here. Because I want that signal to power the conduit that will stick out of here like that. Oh, don't lag on me now. Okay, thank you. So you would extract. Actually, yeah, extract there as well. Extract brown with the signal, always active, and then insert here. So this guy is always going to have sodium hydroxide stocked, and then we need the buffer tank. But I want the buffer tank to be a little bit above because I want the machine controller to be right there. You know, I was thinking that 1D TPF was not that impressive looking, but a quad D TPF looks quite sick. Are you just flexing that you have a quad D TPF and I don't? By all means, though, flex. That sounds like impressive. How would you even do that? Would you like reverse it? Not flexing. I'm not going to disable my ad blocker, Imgur. How do you pronounce that? How the heck did you even set that up? It does look pretty sick, though. Let's set up this site first. So I'm going to basically mimic what was happening on the other side because it was working. And all it was is we're just extracting. That's all we're doing. And then an input bus, and that's it. So the speed that it's extracting is just enough to deal with the pH balance. And I'm going to continue to wash her behind. I need a lot of the TPFs. So you can't just have one, right? You need a lot. Because I was already thinking, like, I don't want to spam, but the whole important thing about it is that you need to have continuous run. So you can't go changing recipes. Gotta run nonstop. Yeah. And then we would extract with signal, and that's basically it. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Now I want the machine controller to connect to it. Need a machine controller. And you connect to that. Enable with redstone. And then let me connect the ender fluid conduits to this. Each one is already at 110 billion EU. It's like, geez. And you are extract. Always active. All right, so you get the hydrochloric acid. There's a Dyson sphere. I know there's a Dyson swarm. Or is that the one you're talking about? Okay. You need magic for this? That's just a lot. That looks like a whole bunch of stuff. Is that what people do for power late game? Roller. The heck is that? Molten Rugnor? I've never heard of that. That doesn't exist. Oh, that's how you get hypogen apparently. Okay. That must be new. I don't remember that being a thing. Okay, so we need a ender fluid conduit. Ender fluid conduits are actually way too strong unless I can speed them up. Yeah, you can't. So what kind of what I'm probably gonna end up doing is just doing the because even a regular fluid conduit is too much. That's just a lot. Because I think the neutralization thing only consumes too much. Yeah, every 20 ticks consumes all sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid in the special hatches. So I'm going to stick with what I was using before, and that's wooden pipes. They actually work pretty well. And an LV fluid regulator. LV is fine, and wooden pipes. The only reason I was using wooden pipes, I think, is because I already had them on hand. So I don't need to recreate the wheel. It's working already. The other choice is to look at doing antimatter. Uh-oh. I like the texture. Protomatter, what? This looks scary. So I would connect the fluid regulator like that, and then not like that. I want to connect it to the actual machine. Yes, but I want you to use machine processing state, so you only work whenever the machine controller is active. Well, what did I have this set up to? 150 every 20 ticks, or 150 every second. We want to export, and then we just connect it. It is looking a little bit cleaner, I will admit. Not by much, but it is looking cleaner. Then we shutter it. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I just remember Threefold saying shutter. And that's just what I keep saying now. It kind of does make sense, though. Go. And like that. Okay. I think we're ready, as that's all it was. And I'm pretty confident with this one because it's working already. And this one, it should be the same thing, except a little bit more compact. Let me check here. So it's running. And how many parallels do I want to give it? I have no idea. 64. And then we'll connect it to the level emitter. So you are the neutralized water. And I want you to be 10 million and emit when levels are below limit. So this should now be on. And then that should power everything else, I believe. We might have to tweak it up a little bit, but I think that's good. And then my favorite part of any kind of project is troubleshooting. I like to troubleshoot things. I don't know why. What am I looking for? Scanner. Yes, thank you. One time onto the next cycle. 4 seconds. Okay. Oh, you're not going to run because you don't have any fluid. Oops. So you need the flocculated water. There you go. And is that everything I need to account for? Neutralized water. If I check you. Yeah, you either need hydrochloric, sodium hydroxide, and then flocculated water into this one. Okay. So we have about 2 minutes until the cycle starts. You were talking about the extremely primordial pro? That must be this guy, right? The heck? That looks like a very unique recipe. Oh, you got guns? Okay, if it's this expensive, it must be good, right? And then you can craft one with low durability for whatever reason. Sure. Okay, so it looks like it's okay. And that means we're up to tier 4. I guess while we're waiting for the cycle to start, yeah, we have about 30 seconds. Let's work on the tier 5, or at least the construction of it. This one needs a whole bunch of things. Neonite also, for whatever reason. I can handcraft this one. Oh, it's making noise. There it is. The pH is 7.0. And then it kind of corrects itself because of it's just different rates of fluid transport. It'll correct itself within 120 seconds. At least I'm pretty sure it will. So right now it's at 7.03, meaning it has a 100% success chance. So that tells this to stop doing anything because both of the signals are off. It's between 6.96 and 7.04, which means it is pH balanced or neutralized. And that's what we want to see. So it's working. So this is my question. How much do I produce here? Not here, the flocculated water. Versus how much do I produce here? Because if I produce more over here, then that's an issue because then the flocculated water is going to run out. I might have to increase the parallels of something along the way. But anyways, we have that. We need a couple of these guys. Heat resistant, whatever. So I need 52. Tinted industrial glass white. You don't have white dye, how dare you? Oh, there you go. And superconductor base CPM frame box. 40 of you. Then a ton of these. 672 minus 32. So I'm very confident these are going to craft one at a time. Let me double check. No, they're crafting at a stack at a time. Okay. 672 minus 32. Go for it. And you're going to craft like a ton, right? Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay, so they're not done yet? Okay, it started the next cycle, but it looks like flocculated water is not under 10 million. We have 10.2 million for whatever reason. I don't know how much I'm producing, honestly. That's okay. Actually, I can figure that out, right? So if I check the power usage is 7.86 whatever, and if I check the pH neutralized water, I don't think it does overclocks as far as I'm concerned. So if I do 122,880 times 64 is 7.8643. Yeah, it doesn't do overclocks. So you would just multiply by that much. So that is doing 57,600, which is that 900 times 64. Yeah. So if I check here, how much power, how much would this make is 256 parallels, and I can check that through here. Well, it's going to be 900 times 256, which is 230,000. Yeah, we're okay. It's fine. As long as each step produces more than the next step, I think we're okay. Because we don't want to produce like the most of the biggest step and then we run out of everything else, because we do use everything at some point. Let me check here if it's trying to correct itself. Oh, 7.01. And then it has corrected itself. It doesn't need anything else. And it is now ready. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it there. So you're slow craft. You're most definitely a slow craft. You're slow craft. All right, yeah. All these slow crafts. I'm pretty sure steel frame box is okay. So tinted glass is a blank assembler. You need to craft stacks at a time. You for sure need to craft stacks at a time because you're using a whole bunch of stuff as well. Circuit 1. Right there. Okay. So what did I need for this again? Temperature, whatever. It's actually a pretty good sign that we got this going like basically right away. Oh, it's correcting itself. I want to see it. I want to see it in action. Oh, it's ready, but it gave too much acid, which is normal because we have a lot of acid push. I think I can reduce that if I wanted to save hydrochloric acid, but we don't need to. So I think how it works is that it pushes plenty of acid. So it overestimates acid, and then it brings it up from basic. And there it is. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know the right terms for it. I'm probably saying very wrong things. So I need you, and you. Okay, start over. You, and you. Have the neonites. I have superconducting. Yes. I don't have you. 53 minus 17. Craft more at a time. Tinted glass is 64 minus 22. Superconductor base boxes. And then we have reinforced sterile water plant casing. Okay, so where is this going to go? Over here probably. Oh, please tell me you have enough space. I don't think it has enough space at all. How wide is this? 23? Chill. 1, 2. I have a measuring tape. 16. Yeah, not even close. But it is a 15 by 15 block. So I'm probably going to put it like sideways and have it face over here. Or I can put it over here because the controller, I can probably put it over here. Yeah, because the controller is relatively close. And just push it back a little bit. The controller's on the left, that's why. So how much back does it need to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here, it's way off. Like that, yeah. And then you should be close enough to the water purification thing. 30 blocks, yeah, you're okay. Before it wasn't because the neutralization whatever had a couple extra blocks to the right. So this one does reach. So we can put it here, save some space, and then we would add the other 3 lines somewhere in the back. I probably have a space for like something right over here as well. Yeah, we can totally fit the water line right next to each other. I thought it was going to need a lot of space, but no, not really. Okay, everything is finished. Place this down. Like big multi-block. It's still placing blocks. How many blocks do you need? Is it done? I think at this point it's done. Yeah. Okay. So I would set you to qubits and make the border. There we go. And then for this one, I'm probably just going to give it a new wireless connector because it's just a lot of channels for me to deal with. I don't want to be sharing too much. So I'm just going to add the new network right over here. Over here on our biblically accurate AE2 controller. And it's funny because we can still squeeze channels out of it if we added controllers like in the middle. So we have a lot of channel space, honestly. I don't know if that's gonna last us the rest of the game, but so far it's been pretty good. Sit here and try to think about this before I commit. So what do I need to do for this? That is a good question. First of all, let me actually link it. Link successful. Sweet. So it works. Oh, I gotta build the thing first of all. So it's very specific with where it wants stuff, right? Let me check how I did it over here. Oh, don't go making explosion noises, they'll scare me. Heat resistant trinium plated casing. Did it change? No, it's the same thing. So input hatch LV. You don't need temperature graded water. You don't. You just need one of them. So I'm going to give it a stocking input hatch, I think. Yeah, okay. I think I can shove everything in just one place. And then we also need a activity cover and then a heat transmitter. What was it? Or is there like it doesn't tell me what. Okay, it's all timing based. Yeah, it's all timing based. So there's not really anything that tells you, hey, this is how hot this thing is and how cool it is. Your what farm? Seeing the bamboo farm grow so quickly. Oh man, what is happening here? What are those green things? Or are those all fluid solidifiers? Do you really need that many? What are you fluid solidifying? That's funny. Okay. Okay, so you need a stocking input hatch. Of course, you need an output hatch. Somewhere in here, you need 2 input hatches. One for helium plasma and one for supercoolant. Supercoolant, right? Yes. So I think I have this level maintained. But is there a way I can just craft this nonstop? IC2 coolant. Yes, I can. As long as I get Letix and Callisto Ice. Which we don't really have a lot of either of them. But Space Miner means I won't have any issues for that stuff. So I can always change the range. Speaking of range, how much diamond do I have now? 33 million. Okay, we should be okay for a little bit. What about things like lithium, 90 million, and tungsten, 17 million. So we are losing tungsten. I may have to change the space elevator at some point for that. That's a lot of spaces for proxies compared to extruders / bending machines. I am not sure what you mean by proxies. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I get what you're saying. It just has a lot of spam. Crafting input proxy. Oh, it's a link thing. Oh. Okay, so if you give one of them something, they all get it. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's like just parallelizing at its finest. Without the extra channel. Oh, so you don't have to give the other ones the channel. Oh, you only have to link it. Oh. Yeah, you only have to link it. So the only one, this is the only one that uses the channel. That's pretty cool, actually. How do people figure that out? Chill. Okay. So I'm going to give you the stocking input hatch right here. This is the one that has pH neutralized water. Then an output hatch right next to it, like that. And then I would need one input hatch for the helium plasma, and then another one for the what do you call it? Supercoolant. So we need a buffer. First of all, we got to figure out the whole timing thing, but we do need a buffer. So 2 fluid tanks. is probably just fine. And also, is there some math shenanigans we can do with the regular fluid export bus? I'm curious about this. Like, does it say somewhere how much this transfers? I think if you put it down, it tells you, right? 200 millibuckets per tick. Maybe we can make use of that. I'm curious. So, if I check here, complete heating cycles by first heating the water to 100K, or no, yeah, 10,000K, and then cooling it back down to 0K. Consumes up to 10 liters per second helium plasma and up to 100 liters per second of supercoolant. Each completed heating cycle boosts success chance by 33%. So you have to do, I think it starts at 0. Yeah, it starts at 0. So you have to do 4 cycles if you want it. I think what's going to happen is we'll just do 3 cycles and then we have to give it a little bit of the temperature water, like the output, like just 1 liter of it to boost the chances or something like that. Or just rely on the 99% and hope that it doesn't void. So yeah, you can only get 99%, but if you really want the extra 1%, you have to give the temperature water, right? Like the output itself. Or how does it work actually? Do you have to give it as an input? Or does it just void some of the output to get the rest of it? As a secondary input, okay. 10% of output yield will be consumed in exchange for an additive 15% increase of success. We'll think about it when we get there. So I'm kind of curious how I did it over there. I don't remember. Now I'm curious. Let's try to craft a tier 5 water or a grade 5. How was I doing this? I don't remember. So it is relying on the idle thing. Okay, so it starts, right? 120 seconds, and then you have this, whatever it is going on in this chip. And then you get a certain amount. And then let me see here. It consumes up to 10 liters per second helium plasma and up to 100. So if you give it like an exact amount, then it'll be fine, right? So we got to plan for the timing, I think. Yeah. I don't. I'm gonna try and think of a way that we don't use an IC gate, and we might be able to. If there's something like some kind of repeater that extends time or something, but chances are we may have to just use an IC gate. That's okay. I'm trying to remember how I did this. Let me scan this. So success chance is 81%. Current temperature is dropping. Why is it at 81%? Where did it get the other percent from? Because it's 33 plus 33, which is 66. Where does 81 come from? Heating cycles completed this run. Unless it consumes some of that. I have no idea. Success chance 114%. I have no idea where it's getting the other 15%. Oh, it's consuming the output. But it doesn't actually? I'm confused. Okay. So I do, if I want the 100% chance, I do have to give a little bit of this, and that's fine. So I think I'm just going to recreate it from scratch because that's how I am. If I work on something and it's complicated and then I barely remember how I did it the first time, I'm not going to remember what I did. We'll try to start from scratch. You're not going to work there, right? You fit there, but you don't want the input hatch right there. Unless you are output hatch right here. And then you are also input hatch right there. Yeah. So do you not like output hatch over here in the center? Or do you have to be on the back? Oops. Yeah, you don't like that. So I can put you back here so that you don't interfere with any of the shenanigans that happened with that one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what I want to do is you need a buffer, but if I can mess around with this, that would be good. I'm kind of curious though, if I give it an acceleration card. I just want to see how much of a rate it gives. There's going to be a lot of math today, so just bear with me while I figure that out. I'm just curious. So by default, it does 200 millibuckets per tick. Multiply by 20, that's 4,000 per second. That's probably way too much. That's 32,000 per second. That's too much. No, don't do that. So, or if I can pulse it. If there's a pulse I can do, that would be pretty good. So, here's where the math. I'm gonna get my calculator. Put it on the left of me. So, what it's asking for is a cycle. Complete heating cycles by first heating the water to 10,000 Kelvin. So it has to reach 10,000. And then the temperature raises 100 per liter of plasma consumed. So if I divide 10,000 divided by 100, that means I have to give it 100 instances of helium plasma. But each one can consume up to... I'm trying to think here, actually. Okay, I have to give it 100 helium plasma, in other words. But each one can consume... It can consume 10 per second, so divide by 10. So every 10 seconds, I have to give this. I just need to give it 100 helium plasma, in other words. That's honestly pretty much it. I think I am going to stick to Project Red. It'll give me the opportunity to refresh myself with this. And I'll try to fix it up, make it look a little nicer also. Where chances are I can just, use the same thing I was using before. This gives me the opportunity to make that creative chip. There's a chip, right, that you can make, a creative one. I might as well make this. What do you call it? It's IC chip. IC something. It's in Project Red. There might just be the word creative in front of it. Where is it? Not magical memory. Let me look up Project Red. That might help me. Project Red. What the heck? Creative mode IC chip. I could have sworn there was a, hang on. Dire crafting table. It's one of the recipes unless it got removed. Not a shapeless recipe. Let me check here. The heck? Oh. Project Red recipes don't show in any eye. Oh, that's cringe. But it's this one. This is the one I want. But it doesn't show up here. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so this is the one I want. It looks annoying, but it's probably not that bad. It's not bad at all. I'm gonna make it an auto or passive or manual craft. There you go. You need a central processing unit. This one, molten soldering alloy. Go circuit 3. And that one will go over here, but I don't know if you can even accept that recipe. Take out the forestry stuff. I don't really use that anymore. And I don't think I have a circuit 3 in there. Nope. Welcome first time chatter, by the way. Hello, Frosty Blob. Thanks for that. Okay, I think that's it. If I try to craft you now, you're going to complain about anything else. Yes, you are. Oh, I thought I had all this stuff ready. Guess not. Heck. No, use the SMD transistor. Yeah, that one. Okay. Then arithmetic logic unit. I think I took out all these recipes a long time ago because I was trying to make space for the forestry stuff. I think that's what happened. But now that we don't really need forestry stuff anymore, I'm taking out those recipes. But let's be honest, I'm going to complain about it later on. Or you can craft it out. That's not bad at all, actually. We have all the circuits available. Just hanging out in storage. Okay, so I am going to use this to do the tier 5 water. And I already have 2 circuits for them, but I kind of want to redo it. Make it a little nicer, because this one is using like really weird logic to work. And I'd like to retry it. So for sure, you do need the activity detector, right? Yeah. That's just kind of something I give to every single waterline plant is activity detector. It helps me do the controls just a little bit better. So I can give you on the top just like that, and it's gonna come down like that because I want the machine controller to be on the bottom because this is going to be a passive setup like that. So it's gonna look weird, especially with a red alloy wire just sticking out like this. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If I put a level emitter there, actually, are you gonna connect? No. Okay. I think we're okay right there. As long as it doesn't connect. Now this is crafting. This is crafting. I think you got stuck because I don't remember if I turned on the machine after I replaced the interface. Yeah, I did not. There it is. Wetware processor. You are LUV circuits. Where are you crafting? Oh, it's ready. Okay, we have a bunch of stuff in here. And then I creative mode, IC chip, throw everything in there. I don't think it worked. Do you have to? Oh, you can be any circuit. There it is. There it is. There it is. You just had to tell it specifically because it doesn't like our dictionary apparently. Okay, so what do I do with this? Instant and free prints. Right click to add IC gate to inventory. What? Right click. Is it this? Okay, so if I check this blueprint, this is the one I had. I'm gonna move it over there. Put it over here. Okay, I still have, okay, I have both of them ready. That's good. So if I put the heating, I might just be able to use it, honestly. Because I don't remember what I did with this. But it worked. Oh, no, 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 I broke it. That one tick was actually critical. Hang on. I think it was like that, right? I'm not. I think I just broke it. Oh, that's so funny. I just messed it up. Oh, I'm making it worse. I guess that convinces me to just make more. But still, I just want to see how this works. This printer thing works. So if I move this, put that there, and then put the creative mode IC chip. Oh. Right click to add IC gate. Oh, okay, that's how it works. So I can... Okay. I thought it was a one-time use. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna do anything with this. Oops. Bye. Be fun if they crash the game right there. So let's try to figure this out. Let's take a look at the cooling, and then we have shush for shush is here for universal automation. It literally is just a timer, but you don't hear it. That's why I did that. That's it. I put the IC blueprint there, and here we'll try to figure this out. I don't remember what this repeater is doing, I'm gonna be honest. But we have a pulse former. And then a timer. So this one is the first pulse, I think, and then the timer activates and then just keeps activating occasionally. I'm gonna redo this, redraw it. Because the past burning was a little confused. Current burning is still a little confused, but there's a lot of lessons I've learned since. Actually, I can just craft this, right? I already have a bunch. We're going to redraw it. So what I want to do, let's think about this. Go back to the extremely whatever fluctuation purification unit. This one, we did the math. Heating cycles, we have to first heat the water to 10,000. So you divide 10,000 by 100. Because that's how much per liter of plasma consumed. And so 10,000, oops, divided by 100 is 100. So this needs 100 liters of helium, right? So that's build this slowly but surely. We're gonna have a fluid tank. We'll just give it a simple one. It doesn't need to be anything special. This one works completely okay. This is the new one that we're setting up. So you would go like that. And then we might as well put one right here for the cooling side. So you need a machine controller. Right, enable with redstone, and then current tick rate is 1 tick. And then we're going to have a fluid regulator. And it can be really anything. I'm gonna make another one of these guys. But I want this to be use machine processing state. And I want to push 100. Right. So another way to think about this is to just have this run non-stop. Because we have the fact that it's 120 seconds. So 10 seconds of heating followed by so many seconds of cooling. So that's what it is. So we need 100 liters, but we can only consume 10 liters per second. So it's 10 seconds per heating cycle. And then cooling cycle is what? I think that's what I want to do. So complete heating cycles by first heating the water. So at that point it's 10,000, and then we would reduce, lowers the temperature by 5 per liter of cooling consumed. So we would do 10,000 divided by 5. So this would need 2,000 supercoolant, and it consumes 100 per second. So divide by 100. So 20 seconds of cooling. So you can totally plan around that. So 20 seconds. So every cycle lasts 30 seconds, in other words. So you can plan for 4 cycles. Maybe that's what I'll end up doing. I'm curious if that works. That's why doing 4 cycles is impossible. You need minimum 120 seconds for that. So that's where my question is. Does it actually work, or? And so the smarter option is just to do 3 cycles and then just wait, right? But account for delays, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because there's gonna be delays. I've always wondered about that. If like Minecraft is so perfect that there's no delays, like can I just do exactly 120 seconds? But there's gonna be delays, right? Yeah, that's pretty funny though. But anyways, so one thing I was curious about is how does a fluid regulator deal with fluids? So I'm gonna have a pulse former, because the idea is to use Project Red. It would need to be 0 tick, perfect. No dealies. Sorry. Okay, so if I have a button here, I would like to rely on pulse forming. Let's have a pipe. See how reliable this is. I need a fluid pipe. It can be like literally any fluid pipe. So if I can figure out how the redstone behaves, I'm only asking this because there's such a thing as like a game tick and a redstone tick, and I don't know which one Project Red does. So we're here to do some science. Let's get some chlorine or helium plasma, because we are using helium plasma for this in the first place. There we go. I'm gonna have some right here, and then this one. Let's go ahead and also shutter it so it should all go here. So the fluid regulator, I would like to do 20 because I want to work with seconds. To me, working with seconds just makes sense. So I'm going to try to push 100 in a second. So I don't know if it works if I have pulse. Like, what happens if I give it the pulse? It doesn't do anything because it needs to recognize that second, right? So the pulse needs to be active for a second for it to actually work. So if I reduce it by 2 or make it 2, it does work because the redstone tick is considered 2 ticks, and I think it works like that. But see there, it pushed 2 of them at the same time. So it's not always reliable. Actually, no, is it reliable? Hang on, let me reset this. Okay. I could have sworn I saw 700 there somewhere. There it is. Yeah, so I don't want to work with ticks because ticks are dumb. Pulse from Project Red is dumb also. It doesn't like working with ticks because I think it's just lag, right? We keep missing ticks for whatever reason. Maybe I don't want to work with pulses. Pulses are cringe. Good to know. There is such a thing as a... How did I do it with the circuit? Let me double check how I did it with the circuit. Project Red. This one's going to be like the most complicated one, I think, for me. But I'm telling you, once I figure out how I did this circuit thing, then it's going to make so much more sense for all the other Project Red things that we have to do. Sir, put it on there, please. Oh, because you're a blank one, that's why. There you go. So I just had a repeater here, a pulse former. So it is a pulse former, but I think I have it to 1 tick, and then it just always does 2 pushes at the same time, or maybe it just hasn't been working this entire time, and I've just been consuming the output. And then if I check here, where does it push over here? 1 tick. So it is at 1 tick. Let me try that actually. I just want to see it be working every time. One tick. So 100 every tick. So why does it push 3? This one pushed 2. This pushed 3. That just pushed way too much. Has it just not been working this whole time? Another thing is that it's technically connected to a red alloy wire. So maybe it's different with how an IC circuit works versus how this works. Like an actual wire in there. Oops. I killed it. Put it back. So that's what I want to see. Yeah, let's try this now. So if I have a pulse former and then a button, maybe it's also a button. I don't know. So I expect it to move by 100 or 200 at least. 300, no. 300. It's still 300. Why is it moving by 300? It's so weird. 1 tick, 100. Use machine processing state. Always on. Yeah, it's moving by 300 for whatever reason. I can never figure this out. And let's say I change it to 50 because it's 50 in the other one. Yeah, it does it 3 times. It's pretty consistent too. 3 times. This should be 250. Yeah. Yeah, no idea. It's so weird. You make no sense. So what are other options we have for Project Red? Oh, it might be weird though because we can't see anything for Project Red, right? So things like Ant Gate won't show up. Oh, that's not going to make things very nice. I would have to search it another way. Take a drink here. The other option is vanilla redstone. And the other option is actually red crystals as well. I just want to see something that behaves expectedly. Like, I don't want to be like giving this a pulse and it gives me 3 pulses. Like, well, why are you doing that? I just need like something that makes sense with the math I'm trying to give it. So what happens if I give this a red crystal? Oh, I don't need, there's nothing in there. It's still 3. There, okay. How long does a redstone signal last with a button? That's different each time, right? Okay. Here's the next question. If I have a pulse former in the IC circuit, how does that react? Is it 3? Is it 1? Let's see. Oops. We're gonna figure this out. Oh, come on. Thank you. So if I have simple IO, let's do, yeah, U. No, redraw. And then do, that's too much. 16 by 16 is okay. Okay, and then we have input and an output. And then I'll tell this to be input. Input, yeah. And I want you to be output. And then we just have a single pulse former in there. And there you go. And then I give it an alloy wire. Just like that. It's just a simple, just a single pulse former in there. Pulse gate. Did I say pulse gate or pulse former? I don't even know. Then give it U. Okay. Okay. So the idea with this one is that it's just a simple pulse former. So I'm going to put this over there and see what it does. We're going to figure out how redstone works. Over here. So if I give you like that, and then a button, yeah, the button over here. Okay. So if I put 64,000 in there, it's still 3. Which really confuses me because the other one is not doing 3. At least I don't remember it doing 3. Let me check over here. Where is it? It's over here. Over. No, that's tier 1 waterline. Where is it? I'm just a little confused with what this is doing. Fluid regulator is doing 50 every 1 tick. And then this one is... I'm just trying to figure out the whole tick thing and what's causing things to push at extra ticks. So, for example, I have a button going into there. But why is the button causing 3 ticks? Maybe it's the button. So this is where that gets weird to me. If I craft some temperature water again, and we'll see what it does. I'm just really trying to understand redstone and how it works. Because you put it and react every 1 tick and to do 50 every 1 tick. Instead of higher number over many ticks, so it has a pause. How long into the next cycle? Well, where's my... It's over here. 20 seconds. What do you mean? Every 1 tick is basically a continuous input flow. The more ticks, the more discrete. I'm going to pretend like I understand what that means. Yeah, so this is what's weird. Because this one is transferring. You'll see there. Every 10 seconds. Actually, it's cooling down first. I can check the cooling down section. It's doing the same thing. So if I check here, it's doing 1,000, right, per every burst. This is the OG setup. And now it's heating up again. So it's going to try to push 100 when that's completed. I missed it. But it's pushing 100. And if I check here, it's 50 and 1 tick. But the machine controller is also 1 tick. Everything is the exact same. This one's doing 2 actions though. There's a reason why I set this to 50. Because I wanted it to push 100. But for some reason, the other one, it's set up the same way. I'm only giving it 1 pulse. But it pushes 3 times. That's why I'm confused. It's the same thing. 1 tick. Fluid regulator, 1 tick. 100, but it pushes 3 times. Why is that the case? So maybe is how we're giving the input. That's the only difference, because all the other circuit it's just a pulse former as well. Let's see a lever, or a continuous signal at least. Let me restart this because I don't know where I was. Okay, so 400. See, it's doing 300. Minus 102 ticks average. Minus, okay. I guess I'm just a little weirded out about why this one's doing 300, even though it's set up the same with the machine controller, the fluid, and then a pulse former on the inside of that circuit. But the other one is doing 200, but this one's doing 300, even though it's set up the exact same way. So just to make sure, the other one is also 50, right? And if I give it a lever, then fill this up so I don't get confused, 64,000, I should expect 100 based on how the other one is working. But it's pushing 3 times 150. It's now at 63,850, which is 153 times. So it pushed 3 times. But this one is set up the same way. Enable with redstone, 1 tick. The fluid regulator is EV. Everything's the same, 50 and 1. But it pushes 100 twice, not 3 times. So what's the issue here? And if I check the heating circuit, it's essentially just the pulse former. It's the same thing. It might be the repeater. Let's play with the repeater then. We're going to debug the heck out of this. I just want it to behave the same way every time so that it's less... what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for. So let's see if I can give this a repeater. And then a lever. So if I flick it, it pushed 100 now. Which makes no sense because it's a pulse former. What are you doing? Now this is working correctly. It's the repeater. The repeater's doing something to the circuit, even though it shouldn't. It's okay, it's the repeater. We need a repeater for it to work how I want it to. I don't know why though. It doesn't need a repeater if you think about it. Because if I disconnect it and then put the lever over here on the opposite side of the repeater, 63800. It pushes 3 times. It makes no sense because the pulse former, it should not interact with that. The repeater is the GOAT. We need repeaters. Okay. No idea why the repeater's doing that. But I'm not going to complain. If that's how it is, that's how it is. So we need a repeater. That's funny though. If someone can explain why that is, I don't know. But you see where I'm getting with Extreme? Why I'm confused? Because I would expect them to behave the exact same if in the end, at the very end of the circuit, it's a pulse former regardless. But why is one doing 3 pushes where the other one is doing just 2? I do expect the 2 pushes because it's something to do with redstone ticks. Until you discover that signals can have drop jitters and a lot of feeding. Yes, but my circuit hasn't failed this entire time. With that repeater and a pulse former right after it, it reliably does 2 pushes. Time will tell, right? Until it completely breaks. But we do need the repeater, so I'm going to try that. That's so weird. I'm going to clean this up. This is confusing me. I'm going to have a chest full of all these random things. Copper chest, sure. And all the old stuff, and then put everything back in storage because it's confusing me. IC gate, this one doesn't even work. So in order for the things to behave correctly, if I set everything to 1 tick, we need to have a repeater somewhere in the circuit. And I'm just going to put it at the very beginning. So I need the blueprint. Actually, I have memes, right? I threw memes in here, I think. No? I guess it's just gone. I don't remember where I put the thing. It's right here, never mind. Oh, you know what? You're getting trashed. Bye. I don't want to deal with you. Okay. So, redraw. I'm going to make it a 32 by 32. I'm going to try to put both things into one of them. I'll call it hot and spicy. Okay. Let's try to think about a way to cram both of them into one thing. So my idea is to have an input on one side and then two outputs. One for cooling on the right side and then one for heating on the left. Let's put it right there to make it look nice. Erase it. You're about to see a true digital logic design engineering work, except that I'm not a design engineer. I just studied it, just studied the class, and that's it. Like 5 years ago, so I don't remember. I wish I was a design engineer, but no. That's not easy stuff. So we need this, this repeater has to be there. Absolutely has to be there. No idea why, but we're not going to complain about it. So the idea is this. We want 3 cycles, right? So if I have I'm going to rely on something here. No, I'm not. Hang on. How does the... Hang on. Trying to think of something. This is what I'm trying to think of. This is another thing I want to learn. Get a machine controller. I'll put it right over there, actually. Machine controller. No, activity detector. Then we have a blank piece of redstone. Actually, it can be a red alloy. How does a machine activity detector work with things like this? If I do recipe progress, that's what I'm curious about. I don't think it's actually going to work, though, now that I think about it, until we're going to do wireless. I know I looked at this, I think, the last episode, but I completely forgot. But I need to understand this one for this one so I can get away with... there's an idea that I have, and I'll explain into it. It's an analog signal 0 to 15. Okay. So I'm guessing it's based on percentage of how many seconds. Like, for example, how many seconds until it gives me the 1? Because I can use that to my advantage. If I do recipe progress, frequency 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then have a frame box. Then put a redstone receiver external. Right there. So right now it's 8. So how long does it take for me to get to the next one? So it's at 9, but I need to know the percentage. So if there's 16, I would divide by 16, right? 120 divided by 16 would be every 7.5 seconds, I'm imagining. If that's the case, then we can use that to our advantage. So at 12.5, it will turn to 14 right now. Uh-huh. Okay, at 0. Actually, you know what? It's a lot easier to see that. Use a lamp next time. I'm getting into some weird stuff, bear with me. We're gonna have to wait another cycle, but I'm assuming it's based on the amount of seconds. So every 7.5 seconds, it gives me another progress bar, right? It's either 7.5 seconds or not. So 15. Let's do it by 15. It's easier to deal with. So 45, I should expect it to be another number. So 4. No, it's not. You see that? Not 45. So it's not 7.5 seconds. It's something else. How do I do this? If it's percentage, divided by 15 then. So what's 120 divided by 15 is every 8 seconds. So 64? Can't tell. 72. It looks like it's that. Every 8 seconds. 80. It turned to 10. Yeah. And then 88. It would go 11. 88 now. Yeah, it's every 8 seconds. Okay. Either way, I can use that to my advantage. And I'm going to. I'm going to take you out though. So we divide by 15, and that's what the activity detector will tell us. Is what I am assuming for now. So why do I need to know that? The original circuit actually had a counter to keep it at three loops, and then it won't do anything else until that counter resets. So whenever the circuit is off, it will reset the counter. In other words, whenever the signal is like 8 seconds. But because we have 30 seconds of wait time, we can start the cycle when the signal is 1. And we should still be okay. I guess it'll make more sense when I work on this a little bit more. So this is what I'm thinking. We have a repeater there because we need the repeater. Let's be honest. I don't know why, but we do. And at the outputs, we need a pulse former. So put a pulse former at the outputs right there. And where do how do I rotate this thing? How do I know which is the input and which is the output? Hang on. He could have given me an arrow. This doesn't help either. It is like that, right? I'm gonna assume it's like that. So this one, if they all get placed facing up, I just need to rotate you once, right? And then this one was for rotating it 3 times. Okay, sure. Okay. So the signal between this one and this one. So we already did the math. This one has to be offset by 10. And I can show you what I did to do that is over here. In the cooling section. It's literally the same circuit as before, except it has a kind of counter to stop it from doing anything else. So the same thing, except you have a repeater, and I think this turns out to be about 10 seconds of wait time to wait for the other one. And then we had a NOT gate, and then the pulse former was what was actually giving it to that. And maybe I do need the AND gate at the end. So we'll go ahead and do that. Where's my music? Oh, I guess I really did play through the rest of my music. Okay, sure. Hot and spicy. So the difference between this one and this one needs to be 10 seconds. So I'm going to give the repeater over here. If I have a pulse repeat, is there a way I can do that? It's just a bunch of repeaters, right? It'll just be a bunch of repeaters. I'll give them over here. So anyone know the max repeat? I think I was playing with it to figure this out, actually. Because it tells you directly. Unless I can right click it here and figure. Yeah, it doesn't even tell you any numbers. It'd be nice if it gave me numbers. So at its max, 1 tick Very beginning. It goes up by 2 ticks, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128, 256. So it's a base 2 number. So if I want to wait 10 seconds, 10 seconds difference, right? Then we want to do 8. Well, first of all, how many ticks is this? Actually, 10 seconds in ticks is what? 10 times 20 is 200 ticks. So I would have a 64. 128 actually. And then another repeater. And then a 64. Right? And then an 8. I believe that's how you get 200, right? 8 plus 64, 72 plus 128 is 200. This is 10 seconds. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So how many times do I need to click to get 128? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 clicks. So this one is going to need 3 repeaters. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot. Actually, isn't it just it's a base 2 number, right? So 2 to the power of, is that 8? 2 to the power of 8 is 256, and then 2 to the power of 7. So it's 7. 7. Okay. Now I understand it's a base 2 number. Thank you. It's going to be very helpful for, what is it? Tier 7? Tier 7 has a lot of bit conversions. That one's going to be fun. I like those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 1, 2. I gotta reset it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I believe 2, yeah. And then I'm gonna reset it. This one is 1, 2, and 3. Right? Because 2 to the power of 3 is 8. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. To the 6 is 64. To the 7 is 128. Yeah, okay. So that is the delay between the cooling circuit and the heating circuit. Like that. Useless wire. Don't call me useless. I have a plan for you at some point. Don't worry. Just don't worry. Okay. So otherwise, they are going to be identical circuits. So what I want this one to do is that whenever it is active, that's when it starts running, right? So at the very beginning, whenever this circuit hits 1, that's when this starts running. But of course, you want pulse formers. So I think it's as simple as just plugging it in directly, right? But you also need a timer. So that's what the pulse former was for. The pulse former is for the first operation, but the timer is for all the other operations. So we have a timer there. So we don't need this guy actually. We do, but that's what the timer was for, I remember. So the first one is this, and then after that, it works like a pulse former, except every so often. So this is just for the first pulse, because the timer doesn't activate until it counts down. Let me give it a lever to try it out. we're going to project red max here. So I don't think this actually gives an output until the time you set it to actually does. 2 seconds. Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything, and then it does a pulse form. Okay, so that's what this guy's for. It's glorious. I have tears in my eyes seeing the bamboo farms solidifying everything so fast. Oh. And that is also what the NOT gate was for. Yes, you needed a NOT gate. Joy. So that's why you're also separated, because otherwise, actually, can I? I totally can. Okay. Make this a little more compact. So give you like that. And then go ahead and connect you that. Okay. So the idea here is that this activates the first pulse, right? And then this one has to work every 30 seconds because that's when the cycle resets. So in 30 seconds, that's when I have to come back every 30 seconds. And there you go. And this one should only work 2 more times. And that's where the counter comes in. So we're going to have a counter circuit that controls everything. And an AND gate to tell me, hey, don't do anything else. So we have an AND gate. Yeah, the AND gate will go connected to both of them. Like that, right? And then this AND gate is what connects to the output. Like that. Now you configure so that you do only the right, like that. And there's going to be something else here. So we need a circuit here. It's going to be a counter. All it does is tell me, hey, I've worked 3 times already. Don't try to do anything else. Oh man, I forgot how this works. Oh, hang on. Decrement 1, max 3. Hang on, I gotta play with this some more. I forgot how this works. The heck? What? If you don't understand it, just hit every side with the lever and let's see what it does. Oh, I see what it is. I see what it is. So when it is at 0. Okay. So the counter is just like that. And then it just, every time you increment it, it'll go up, right? And it only powers when it's at its max or its minimum. So I got you. I understand now. Okay. So this one, rotate like that. And then move it. How do I move it? No idea. Can I not move it? Oh, it's gone. I'll put it right there. Sure. Rotate. And then we want the max to be 3. All right. So that's what the AND gate is for. And then you have another NOT gate at the output. Like that. Go. So by default, you should be active, right? Yes, okay. But when it hits 3, so for example, if I can give it a lever, and counter would be no. It's just like this. It's like this. You gotta rotate like that. Yes. So if I were to give it like a lever, 1, 2, and then 3. No, I have to hit the positive side. I have to hit the positive side. Hang on. I'll figure this out. 1, 2, 3, and that turns off the output. Okay. And then we have another way to deal with that. Okay, so I have to bring this down by 1. Like that, right? Forgot how this is fun. This is fun. I'm having fun with this. Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. So set the max to 3. And then change the state. I can just do that manually. The torch right here. There we go. Okay. Have our wire right here. And then the timer. We have a timer. Another timer here. And this timer's purpose is to reset the counter. So I just want this to run every second. We'll do 3. We'll just do every second, just like that. Like that. And so this is going to forcibly reset the counter, but this should only be active whenever the input is off. In other words, so like right now, it can be active like right now. Like that. And this is why I was trying to make sure that the 8 seconds or the activity detector was working correctly. So whenever it's between 0 and 1, this timer will activate and reset the counter. That's what I was expecting. So when it hits 3, this is going to shut off those, and that's pretty much it. And now this side is basically going to be the same thing, except with the delay of 10 seconds. With that delay, they're going to offset. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be so funny when I set this all up and then it just doesn't work. I trust, though. Is there really no way I can copy paste this? No, it's okay. Timer. This timer is every 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then a pulse former. I usually take a break by now, but I can't take a break. No. Don't touch that. I feel like I'm going to break it. I'm going to do this. I need to do it. There you go. And then we have an AND gate to connect both of these circuits. And that connects right over. I'll just put it there. Honestly, I don't know. Bigger. Like that. And connect both of these right there. Tell you what. Delete you. Don't call me useless. Put an AND gate. Put it right there. Like that. Then this one connects that. And then this one to the output. In that case, you don't need that other pulse former. That pulse former is given by this stuff over here. Is this it? I'm gonna try it. Let's try it. I have creative mode IC chip. Okay, so this is what I want to see. So we're gonna give it an input, and it's going to be simulated by a simple lever. And then left is going to be cooling, and no, heating, and then right is going to be cooling. So let's simulate that with a lamp. And you know what? Let's also do a timer here. Well, yeah. Let's give a timer so I can check for the timer operation. Not a timer, a counter. Oh man, hang on. It's a good thing I have one so I can craft more, right? So I put there and there. So not there. It's gotta be rotated. Just gotta be rotated. Like that? No, the other way. Wait. No, it is this way. Yeah, because we want to give the positive signal and it just turns like that. And then maximum is set to 3. That, and then we give red alloy. Then lamp. Okay, so here I would turn it on and we should see this pulse. And this one should pulse like 10 seconds later. I don't know if it pulsed. We're gonna wait like a little bit and I'll come back to it. Hot and spicy to the left, right? I don't think it's really done anything. So let me check what I have it here. Oh, I guess I can just simulate it here. I don't need this. Okay. I want this to be input and set this to input. I think I did that already. No, I did not. Output. Output. Okay. So I would simulate it here. This will turn on. Right. So this should have pulsed. And then after so long, after 10 seconds, this one is going to pulse. Right. And then after 30 seconds, this one should pulse. And then now this one is now waiting for 30 seconds, but it's offset by 10 because of the original repeaters. And this counter is still active. So 30 seconds has passed. This one is now working. And then we wait 10 seconds. And then this one pulses. There it is. And then we wait another 20 seconds, right? Or something like that. I think it's 20 seconds, yeah, because it's 30 minus 10. And then this one pulses for the third time. And then this should enable the counter for the last time. Oh, we need something to turn up the counter, actually. We don't have anything turning up the counter. Okay, so that's not going to work. We need the counter to be active because otherwise it's going to keep running. So I can hijack it from somewhere. Does the timer do pulse from all sides? Because if it does, then I can just use that. But I think so far it's looking pretty good. Turn all this up. Timer. There's a pulse from all sides. It totally does. Okay. So I can use that. Just a real simple thing. Just connect it from this guy. Oops. Oh no, I didn't do that. I didn't mean to do that. I connect it like this, and then down, and then like that, and there you go. So every time when this one pulses 3 times, actually it might make more sense to connect it to the no, we can totally do it from there, it doesn't matter. Okay. So if I turn this on, all right, this is going to wait 10 seconds. It's going to wait for this one to complete. This one has already pulsed instantly because of the original pulse former. This one might not even need the pulse former now that I think about it. No, it does. It does. So once this one activates, this one is now has waited 30 seconds. And then it turns on. Right? Yeah, it pulsed once, and then we wait another 10 seconds. And then the cooling cycle begins. Right? And then we need to do this one more time. So it's cooling right now. And then once it's finished cooling, the heating cycle will kick in. The cooling cycle does last longer. That's why it looks like that. Heating cycle will start in a little bit. And then, boom, this is the third one. But we still have to wait for the cooling cycle to finish. Oh, so it's a good thing I plugged it into the cooling cycle. And then the last cooling cycle, and that's it. And this should have decreased by 1. Because of the initial pulse, I should reduce this by 1. And I don't think I set up the counter correctly. Turn it off, turn it off. How do I set up the counter correctly? It is like that. And then I need to debug this. So yeah, the state has to be 2 because we have the initial pulse formers, and this counts as an extra cycle. I think that's what it is. So if I put a lever right here, I'm gonna erase this for now. Trying to debug here, sorry. 1, 2, and that should shut off the circuit. Put a wire right there, then delete that. Okay. Try now. So if I turn this on, boom. We'll watch it for a little bit. I'll come back. Actually, if I leave and come back, is it still? It is still simulating. Okay. Pretty good to know, actually. Drink some water. A little bit of a complicated thing to think about, but this is how I get whenever I'm thinking of stuff. I talk to myself a lot. But I think this is working. It looks like a mess. I can always condense it, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, I wasn't paying attention though. So I think it's on its second cycle or so. I think that was the first one, actually. And this one turns on. Boom, that should be the third time, I think. And then this is going to be the cooling cycle's third time. And then that's going to shut off this counter. There it is. So now nothing will output. And that's the third cycle completed, and that's it. We don't want to really rely on anything else. We'll just give it a little bit of output to actually work. But it's not going to be able to output because the counter circuit is off. So here we would be technically waiting for the last 30 seconds or so for the recipe to actually complete. And then when the activity detector gives a signal of 0, it will reset the counter. And we have 8 seconds for it to do that. And it can just keep running. It's okay. And And I believe that is it. That's I think we're okay to give it a try. Okay. And this way I was able to condense it down to just one circuit instead of two of them. All right. Oh, okay. So I'll leave the extreme. Yeah, I'll leave this one right there. Sure. Actually, put you on the side. Make it a little cleaner. So the machine controller will be. I'll put the machine controller later. So I need the regular activity detector. You go right there. Then I want you to be on. This one has to be on machine. Recipe progress. Recipe progress. Yes. And then I would connect the gate like that. I didn't think about this. I have to flip it around, right? Hang on. How do I do this? How the heck do I do this? You know what? You're getting a wireless cover. Yeah, you're getting a wireless cover. Don't do that. No. I want you to point the other way. Like this. Yes. Oh, you know what? That way I can give the machine controller, make it look nice. So circuit, recipe progress, normal, and then what sniff can I use for this one? Advanced wireless, 333. I have 3333, but not 333. We'll do 333. I'm just giving it random numbers at this point. 333. And then we have a frame box with a redstone receiver external. Put that right there. There. 333. Oops. 333. Analog mode. There we go. Okay, now you go over here. And then you go all the way over there. So first of all, I need to control this stuff. So what was the math again? I want this to it's gonna activate twice, I'm assuming. So we want to give this 50 per tick so that it pushes 100. We only need 100 in there. And then I need another fluid regulator over here and another machine controller. Oops. You know what? We're using infinity pipes just because we're rich. What's stopping me? Yeah, we're using infinity pipes because I can. Oh, yeah. There's like no point to doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Oh, yeah, we're rich. No need to do that. Okay, anyways, you are use machine processing state. You are... I don't know why it doesn't let me do import or export. It must be because of the shutter thing, right? That's weird. Oh, because you don't have the correct settings. Okay, so for this one, I think it's 1,000. because I want 2,000 for this, right? So it will be 2,000, yes. And I can always double check the other ones just to make sure that I have it set correctly. Yeah, over here. It is 1,000. Mm-hmm. Need another machine controller. There. And I think that's it. Okay, I can go through here. A little bit of a mess. Try to hide it under the controller. There you go. Okay. And then I think we can just connect all of the AE2 stuff. So hot and spicy. Oh man, which hot and spicy is this one? Was that the old one or the new? Just in case you get rid of it, trash them both. Oh, they're different for sure. Okay, so this is the new one. I know that for sure. And place it like backwards, right? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't like that. It does that sometimes. I've seen it before, but it places right after. There it is. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Not the first time I've seen that. Yeah, but next step is to connect everything to AE2. Finally, we can give it a dense cable. Black cable. It's already midnight. Jeez. Yeah. This is the last thing I'm gonna do. I just want to make sure that it works, though. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work, but you know, it might not work. Okay. So we need a couple of export buses. And then this man has helium. Helium plasma. Just like that. Then we would connect the other stuff over here. So you need output hatch, docking input hatch, and then you also want to have the water itself to cover that last 1%. I don't know if it's needed or if it's a waste to do that just for 1%. But I might as well, right? Yeah, we want to give this tier 5 and the tier 4 water. And before I forget, can also give this a spot in the fluid storage. Did I already give it a spot? I don't remember. No, I did not. And I guess while we're over here, let's check on this guy. So far, I think it's working pretty well. Yeah, it's working well. How much water do we have? 2.8 million. We're building up. And I think I have it set to stop at 10. I think that's 10 million, sure. What do you mean incomplete structure? What are you missing? Uh-oh. What is it missing? Input hatch water, 1 plus. Input hatch coolant. So the coolant might need to go somewhere specific, I think. think it has to go in the middle over here. That's what it was. Okay. Give me another infinity fluid pipe because I can. Because we're rich. We're not rich at all, but I'm just flexing on them. Okay, anyways, you have helium plasma. Uh-huh. Both of the inputs, like the input, the helium plasma and the supercoolant are level maintained, so I think we're okay there. And this one has tier 4 and tier 5 water. And then I need to bring that cable over here. Right there. And then you have supercoolant? Supercoolant. There you go. Okay. And then the last thing is another level emitter to actually turn on the circuit or the entire system. There you go. And I want this to be temperature water. Let's also just give it 10 million just to give it a number. And parallels, I'll give this we'll give it 64 parallels. Is probably too much, honestly. But we'll stick to 64. And go ahead and connect it like that. So I want to see it in action. I don't know if it's going to work, but here's hoping, right? 16,384 parallels were bust. What do you mean incomplete structure you just built? I'm so mad. And you just told me you were running fine. Don't even lie to me. Disconnect that so it doesn't start running. Unlinked? The heck? You lied to me. It's linked. Incomplete. Excuse me. It just said it was complete when I replaced the input hatch over here. Watch. I'm gonna put it back. What the heck? I'm so confused. It's unlinked. It's linked. It says linked to purification plant and whatever, but it's still an incomplete structure for whatever reason. Projector. Okay. Multi-block is what did I just put? Oh, there was a random block back here. That's right. I forgot about it. It was like this block over here. I forgot to place it down. All right. Thanks. Okay. How about now? It instantly explodes. I gotta wait another 20 seconds. I can drink water. Let's get out my trusty projector or portable scanner here. Do a couple squats for good luck. Okay. 31 million EU. How much did we give it? 500. We're fine. Okay. Current temperature is 0. I think it waits a couple seconds though because of the signal, but it ain't doing anything. Why not? Did I plug it in correctly? Not doing anything. How much want to bet that I broke this? You didn't save your... Oh, man. That's what it was. All right, we just lost the first cycle. So this is supposed to be 333. And then I don't want to turn it on yet because it's going to break everything. So I'm going to... I think we're going to have to wait until the next cycle too, so it can like restart correctly. I actually don't know what happens if it starts in the middle. I'm trying to think, what's the worst thing that can happen if it does in the middle? I don't like saying wasted time. There's no such thing as wasted time. You learn something out of everything. Biggest lesson I learned today was that I was able to cram the IC circuits and just make one circuit to do everything. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just being dumb. Yeah, okay. So I think it breaks if I start the circuit in the middle of a craft. So just in case, I'm going to turn it off. Just in case. Check everything and bring it back. I'm waiting for cycle to start, and we'll see what. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to break everything if I let it go. Did I set this up correctly? No. After I told myself that that's what happened last time. Circuit frequency 333, right? And you are on recipe progress. That's what I want. Then this is 323 and lock mode. Okay, we're good. And then we gotta wait a couple of seconds for this to go. Okay, that's okay. I'm willing to trust it. I'm gonna put away my inventory, do some inventory management, clean up here. And we can also, while we're waiting around, start working on tier 6 because we're trying to get as far as possible. We need the tier 6 water to continue. Now this is going to be a new challenge, but I'm pretty sure this is the easy one, right? You just have to swap. Just swap a bunch of lenses, right? And that's it. From what I've read, it's relatively easy. Tier 7 sounds like it's a nightmare though. I need 29 of you. Then Quadrio. This stuff 153. No Quadrio rods, okay. Fluid solidify you. Oh, it started? Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, it's going up. You see the current temperature. Go. Don't go above 1,000, 10,000. Don't you dare. Okay, it went down. I don't know if it actually reached 1,000 though. I didn't see it reach 1,000. Maybe I do need another delay. It didn't hit 10K? Does it say 10K? It didn't hit 10K. All right, you know what that means. Add another repeater somewhere. Let's see what it does in the next cycle. No, my man isn't hitting it. Okay, turn it off. All right, you ain't working. But it is going up and down. That's what I want to see. It does go up and down. At least we can prove that if the third cycle does anything. So this is technically the third cycle, right? What I want to see is that it stops doing anything at the end of the recipe. So it goes up to whatever. Okay, so I see the issue. There's a delay somewhere that I'm messing up. Okay, and then at this point we should see it do nothing because of that internal timer. So that's working at least. It's not heating correctly, right? So it does reach 0, but it's not heating correctly. I think I'm not too sure actually. We're getting close to the answer though. No, it wasn't actually even getting. So every cycle was actually going lower. So it's both cycles are messed up. So the last one I saw, it was at 7,500. So it's each time. I'm not too sure how to explain it. I think it's the repeater delay. Let me compare to what I had before. Maybe we can learn from our past experiences here. So the heating cycle, what did I do for this? There's a repeater. It's just one repeater. I think I knew about the original issue. That's why I have the repeater there. Because it kept giving me problems. I think what's happening is that it's cooling too fast. Because we do give enough fluid. It's just cooling too much. Yeah, okay, this whole circuit thing. I think I just don't have enough stuff here. So everything else was the same, and then I had the counter circuit here. But this stuff over here, I'm pretty sure it's more than. Do I just have an extra second in there? Maybe that's what it is. I just don't have enough time. I'm gonna add a second to everything. Because it doesn't hurt, right? To just add a second to everything because we have a lot of we have almost 30 seconds of downtime that we can wait for. So in other words, the timers can increase by a second, and I think we should be okay if I just increase the timer here. In fact, let me check on the timers in the other one. I think I did do that. Yeah. I added an extra second. Okay, the burning from a couple months ago knew exactly how to do this. Yeah, I added the extra second because I was like, I ain't gonna mess with the timings. This man ain't gonna be, these delays are gonna be rampant. Alright, so I'll make this just add a second to it. I think that's it. This is a little suspect, but we'll try this. That's funny. This is fun. I am not going to. Okay, so it's actually really. So it's basically impossible to troubleshoot this using the debug mode, right? Because it's not possible. You can't even debug this with debug mode. Oh, and it crashes. Of course you do. Oh man, Project Red moment. I will try it now. I want to say I'm confident, but hey, here's hoping, right? Okay, wait for cycle to start. How much time we got? Oh, it's about to start now. All right. Let's see it. The wrong thing. Get the scanner out. Yeah, it takes about 8 seconds for it to react to the first cycle, and it's now heating up. And oh, moment of truth. It didn't reach it still? I don't think it reached it. So you're telling me add 2 seconds to it. I'll add 2 seconds. I don't care. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I have to add 2 seconds to the cooldown. That's what those extra repeaters are for. That's what they were. Okay, that's what they were for. Don't mess with the circuit because it's going to trash the whole output. Yeah, and that's why I had extra repeaters over there. So you need to be added by 2 seconds. So if I, yeah, let me check here. So I have 3 repeaters right there. And then the heating circuit, no, cooling. The original one has like 5 repeaters. Why? No idea, but I think it was waiting for. It's really difficult to know how long that is. I'm not gonna worry about it. But I think I just have to tweak the timing here. I think if it works the first time, we should be okay. I'm gonna add a repeater. And we will add 1 second. I think 1 second to it is okay. We'll try 1 second, or at least as close as possible we can get to 1 second. So 1 second is 20 ticks, right? So that is 16. That's why I had 2 repeaters. Yeah, it is 1 second difference. Because we can't do 1 second with 1 repeater. So I can do it in my head here. So 20 is 16 plus 4, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 2 to the 2 is 4. 2 to the 4 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. Is 20. 20 ticks is 1 second. How about now? Do this. You guys want to know the funny thing? This is literally how I am at work when I'm trying to troubleshoot my test code. So this is like a very good sneak peek of what I do for work. You know, I'm like at my desk, I'm like debugging this test code. It's like, okay, why are things failing? Why are you not behaving how I expect you to? I spend a couple minutes like doing changes and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's wrong. And then I walk downstairs, I go to my equipment because I have to go there physically. I grab a unit, put it in the test bay, and I had to log into my program, into my account actually. Put the unit in there, run my updates, and then I watch it for a couple minutes. And I'm like, okay, what else did I break? What did I fix? That's gonna crash again, right? Yep. It was able to, okay, it let me place it the first time. Why? No idea. Okay, we try now. But yeah, this is pretty much my day-to-day at work. Pretty much what I did today, actually. I was trying to debug some supply current issues. I guess you can say it's similar to this. That's one of the issues that I've been facing with. I might as well talk about it. It's like these units, it's like they discharge. They have capacitors in the unit, right? And we're supposed to power the unit for a little bit, let it sit idle, not connected to anything, and then we open the power, and then we read like how long does it take to fully discharge. That's what the test is doing. But for some reason, these units take a little bit too long to discharge. So like trying to work with the design team, like what is the unit doing? Why is it discharging slow? How can we speed this up? Because production is on my case about like, hey, we want to speed this thing. We want to speed things up. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of tricky because we're already pretty quick. It's a whole adventure. But that was it. That was my day today, trying to figure out supply current issues. Did I figure it out? Nope. Working on it though. I feel like I'm getting pretty close though. It's real interesting how all this stuff works. All right, let's go check it out. And then what a nice relaxing way to spend the rest of the night, doing like literally the same thing. All right, here's what I want to see. I need you to reach 10,000. Oh, you saw it, right? It was like a little glimpse, but it did reach it, the 10,000. And then we'll see if it has enough time to cool down. I might need to increase it by 2 seconds just in case. We completed a cycle, and then it restarts. I just need to see it do 10,000. You can do it. It might also just be lag. No, I need to increase the wait time. I think I need to give it 2 seconds. That's what it is. And that should account for the cycles doing that. Or maybe it's lag and I didn't see the 10,000 again. I'm not reading that. No, it reached, but I'm still gonna give it 2 seconds. Because it's like very close. Oh yeah, I think it works. I just didn't like right click fast enough. That could also be the case. I forget that there's a timing to that as well. No, I'm gonna leave it there. I think we're okay. Completes 3 cycles, and then it stops doing anything because of the internal counter. Yeah. Oh man. And the success chance 114% because we are giving it some of this stuff. Did we do it? I think we did it. How much are you outputting? Okay, this is the other test. Does it actually restart? It takes a couple seconds, like 10 seconds, and then it starts giving the fluid because it's the activity detector waits for that. Some water. I can also just hold it. I could not tell. I think I clicked it in between. Yeah, it works. It works. I think we're okay. Sweet. We learned a lot today, actually. I'm pretty excited there. Got a new IC circuit, hot and spicy. Man, I haven't had one of those from McDonald's in a while. Back home, we would eat those kind of often because they're very cheap. But they're pretty good. Don't convince me to go to hot and spicy. Actually, Chick-fil-A finally opened up. We have a Chick-fil-A now. Maybe I'll go to that. It's totally working though. Now, the only potential concern is I don't know how much supercoolant we can do. I mean, I have a lot. We can craft it. It's relatively cheap, actually. IC2 coolant, we have a ton of it from B Shenanigans. We have a lot of it, actually. And there. Heating cycles completed this run, 3. And then it stops doing anything because of the internal counter. Oh, we figured it out. We are true logicians. I think that's the word. I don't know. See, I'm telling you. It was actually useful that I studied digital logic design in undergrad. I always knew it would be useful one day. Making logic circuits in Minecraft. I'm gonna trust, pray, and hope it works. And then I'm gonna come back and it breaks overnight. But honestly, I said that also about the OG one, the original one. It's based off of this design, except that we just combine the 2 circuits essentially. It's pretty much doing the same thing though. What else did we learn today? Pulse formers, and for some reason repeaters reduce a tick out of the output of these pulse formers for whatever reason. I won't understand. But you kind of need that for it to push 2 fluids at once, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. But I said as well that I thought this was going to break overnight, the original one, and it hasn't. So if this one works, the other one should work as well. Time will tell, right? Let's check it one more time because I like to see my stuff working. Go, 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 go. Oh, yeah. Heating cycles completed this run. Yo. Man, I'm proud of myself. I was able to figure this out. It took a lot of time, though, but this is one of the more tricky ones, I think. I think I'm going to have a ton of fun figuring out the tier 7, because tier 7, what is it? It's a degasser, right? This one is fun because it's bit decoding, man. I love that stuff. I just like debugging stuff. And let me tell you, like the past work I've been doing at work has been signal decoding. Trying to work with hex numbers. It's complicated stuff, I think, for me. It's complicated for me because I'd never done anything like it before. So I'm going to enjoy tier 6 water, or tier 7. Tier 6 water, I think, is like one of the simpler ones. You just have to wait for a signal and then swap. And then keep doing that. You can honestly probably do this with vanilla hoppers. And maybe I'll do that. Step away from this complicated nonsense we did. Alright. I think that's it for today, though. We did spend a lot of time. I didn't even get to take my break. That's okay. So off camera, I am going to work on crafting up to tier 6, setting it up, and then I'm not too sure how long it will be until we get to tier 7, but we're trying to get to tier 7 right away. I don't know what I need for that, but I'll try to set up recipes off camera as well. I just need to make sure I have enough of this. We have that electron permeable neutronium coated glass. That is a fluid solidifier. That's not too bad. I'm just going to set up a couple of these recipes and then come back tomorrow and see what else we are missing. Lens indicator hatch. That is circuit 1. Try to craft you. There we go. Okay, I think that's everything we need for tier 6 water. This one's going to be fun too. I'll double check how to deal with it tomorrow, sometime off camera. I do try to record in the morning, Meatball Craft. So yeah, I it just literally finished. Oh, lens housing. Don't tell me this is going to be the ridiculously expensive Neraz cheap. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't have a UV input bus. I forgot what I was saying, but the circuit 1 also. Circuit 1. Yeah, I try to play Meatball Craft in the morning so I can record. So I'll try to find the time somewhere in the middle to like research this, but just know there's probably guides how to do this, but how I like to play, I like to figure things out myself. Not because I'm stubborn, because I like to learn. I want to learn how this works. I want to fully understand it so I can fix it myself later if I ever see issues. That's really what it is. So, yes, I bumble around a lot, but I'm enjoying every second of it. I like stuff like this. I don't like this taking forever. Okay, I think we're okay. Let me see if there's something else I can craft. Like tier 7 water, what is that going to need? Maybe I can also prepare for this. This one is... I can probably just prepare for it, honestly, and then we'll research it later. Because, yeah, the thing itself is pretty expensive. We'll do that. Maybe we will be able to craft, or at least start it tomorrow. So I can start up the craft, but it won't actually finish. I don't think anything else here needs this to work. We'll try to go. Oh no. UEV energy hatches. We're not even there yet. Okay. We're pretty close there, actually. Well, we're gonna sidetrack. And I think we even use tier 6 water for this anyways, right? Well, no, but it is cheaper if we do use it. So it's a good reason. Okay. So it looks like next step is the UEV energy hatch. Maybe I can craft this, but I'm going to trust that I can. That's a cheap study, I think. Yeah, it's a cheap study. Yeah, okay. Tell you what, I'm still going to try to craft it. Just as much as I reasonably can. But yeah, I like to figure this stuff out myself. I think for me, it just makes it more like, how do I say it? I'm looking at pipe. It makes me enjoy the pack more because I've done it before where I follow guides and things, but I kind of lose track of where I am, and I'm like, at this point I can just watch a whole playthrough. Try to craft as much as possible here. Then what about casings? Oh, that's gonna be fun. I don't think I can craft any bedrockium casings. Try to get as much as this as possible done overnight. You need 124. You don't know how to make bedrockium rods. That can be, I don't think I have fluid bedrockium, so make it in the extruder. I'm excited for all this stuff. After Waterline, I think we start trying to get into... Actually, yeah, after we get to tier 7 water, that means crafting input buffer, right? But we need the space assembler for this as well. So this will be another small detour, but I think we can do this. We can actually just craft it right away. But it's not really a priority yet. So I won't worry about it until we get tier 7 water. Alright, don't tell me thought that hard. Then heat resistant trinium plating, 800 of these dudes. Rest in peace all of my netherite. It's actually not that bad. Omni-purpose infinity fuse glass. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of infinity, right? We can't even craft this because it's the fluid solidifier's UEV. Do I even have a UEV one? Where is it? Where's my fluid solidifier? It's over here. I think I have it connected to the new power. No, I don't. No, he is doing... Oh, he's totally... He can totally do it. Yeah. Okay, you're doing it. $621. Where's my boron? The heck? I think it's stored in barium, right? Or barite, whatever you call it. Fluoro, whatever. I think it's in barite. No, it's barium. Where is all my boron? I thought I had like 1,000,000 of it. That's fine. I can just set up one of the electrolyzers because I have a lot of the ore. All of this ore stuff I have plenty of. Fluoro, whatever. That. Olenite. Bartum mouse neck. I don't know about that one. No, if I search for boron, it tells me no. I do. Isn't it like pound something? I don't know. percent, right? Is this the one that lets you look through tooltips? I don't think so. It's a Bartworks 4. Chromo aluminopovandrate. I have some of it. It's weird that I don't have boron. I don't know why. No, I don't. I'm not mining it anywhere. Bartomousnik? Nope. Wolinite? Nope. Vanadium, whatever. Not really. Am I just getting this from somewhere else? I don't remember how I'm getting boron. I'm confused. Borax. That's what it is. That's right. It's borax. Oh, we have 11 million. We're okay. Is that all it's really used for? There's boric acid, so I don't think I want to like convert it all. So I'm just gonna craft boron. It's probably not recommended to do this, so don't do this. But just for now, I'm gonna make a recipe for it. And then throw that in the electrolyzer. There you go. But I don't know if it actually has a space for outputs. Totally doesn't. But the fluid is just a temporary thing, so I can craft it. There you go. I'm gonna tell this to void fluids though. I don't want to set that up. Who cares? It's really just gonna give me wet. There's still a lot of other stuff that I can get boron from. Oxygen, water, who cares? Go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, we're doing a lot of crafting overnight. This is going to get stuck at some point, but that's okay. Waiting for the UEV energy hatch and then all this other UEV parts, a bunch of UEV circuits. That's got a lot of UEV stuff. Okay. We'll leave that going. And then tomorrow's purpose is to work on the tier 6 water. We'll see how far we get and then try to get towards tier 7 water. But we are going to need UEV energy hatch for this first. So this would be like a sidetrack. Okay, cool. I think with that said, we are good to wrap it up. Took a little bit of a longer episode, but that was because I was like in the zone. I wanted to get this done, and I did. Let's check it one more time. Oh, it finished. How much purified water do I have? Temperature treated. 1.4 million. We're going up. How's our neutralization? So we actually set up 2 water lines today. 2 processes. We got 3 million. Pretty good. That's 3 times as much as we had before. And that should be working nonstop as well. This one was an easier setup. It didn't take me long at all. It's working. It's kind of like a weird little thing. It works. We're using wooden pipes because I can. Maybe I'll set this up to be infinity pipes just to prove how rich we are. I don't know. Okay, and the flocculated water started picking up again because we started running low. How's our flocculated water? 9.8 million. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. How much power is it consuming? 70. Oh well. How's our fuel? Just checking on all these things before I log off so I don't go coming back to a broken base. We are picking up on power again because we were running low. By low, I mean 1.5 million, which is still a lot of power. So we're okay now. All right, we're good to go. Okay, I will be streaming tomorrow. Actually, now that I think about it, I got invited to do a board game in the afternoon. I'm gonna play with some coworkers. We're gonna likely play a game called Root. I'll type it in chat. So if you know about it, that's we're gonna try playing that. So, which means I'm probably gonna be late to the stream. Not a surprise. Hashtag burning late. I'm always late. No. Hang on. There's a command I wanted to type. Yeah, there it is. No. It's supposed to be with an exclamation mark. I can't spell. Hang on. Let me get this. Yeah. I'm just extra early for the next stream. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. For now, have a good night. Take care. And thank you. Bye-bye.